this back and go live. I am. As they say on Burgh Hockey Live, let's do that Burgh Hockey Live. And thank you to 10 Band Productions for letting us do that Burgh Hockey Live on this particular Thursday night. We are storming the castle in Castle Shannon, Pennsylvania, the trackside arena at the Ice Castle, which is home, as always, to the Upper St. Clair Panthers, who play host to the Peters Township Indians in a Pennsylvania Interscholastic Hockey League Class AAA regular season contest. Hello, good evening, and welcome alongside Brian, PhD, Mitch Mitchell. I am Matt Popchock. Glad to be with you for the nightcap of doubleheader number 2 of the final week of October 2021 as far as the PIHL regular season is concerned. And these are two teams that are climbing to a familiar place, Brian, the top of the pecking order in PIHL Class AAA. Peters Township, after that rough loss to which we were privy, they've won every game since. They're on a 3-game win streak. They are second in Class AAA coming in. Upper St. Clair just suffered its first setback and first road setback away from Ice Castle, for that matter, at the hands of Bethel Park back on the 21st of October. They're 2-1 coming into the contest, but they are tied for third with the team we just saw, Seneca Valley, which moved ahead of them for now by virtue of that overtime win.
Yeah, what a game I just saw. I didn't get a chance to actually, get it taken out and take everything in from it, but that was a heck of a hockey game. Seneca Valley really irking that one out in overtime. Beautiful goal by Rogalski, but listen, what's in the past is in the past. We'll talk about that maybe at the halftime, but we're going to talk about what's going on here. Upper St. Clair and Peters Township, you said, yeah, Peters Township, we saw that first game when we were there. I didn't think I was going to be invited back after that one. You came and you had a good couple games for them, but I'm really enjoying watching how they react and, with the live simulcast and being able to watch some of them. I'm watching the games and seeing how they're battling back. And at 3-1 this season, it's good to see. And Upper St. Clair, another season for the Panthers, another good start, another strong start for them. It's just going to be a matter of how they hold off throughout the remainder of the season. Always a strong team as it moves along. So we're going to see how this one plays out. This one should be real fun, Matt Popchock.
It should be, Brian, and it is going to be fun to watch because youth, in more ways than one, shall be served. We've got a couple of young coaches on either bench. We've got Dave Stock leading the Upper St. Clair Panthers this season, and Rick Tingle, the 16th year veteran bench boss for Peters Township, is out of town on business this evening. So filling in is the very capable and, as I said, young Chris Claxon, his assistant coach. He'll be behind the bench for Peters Township this evening. And speaking of youth and Peters Township, you and I were very fascinated to see in that debut game, result aside, the varsity debut of William Tomko. We had an inkling about him just by the simple virtue of the fact that a freshman made one of Rick Tingle's varsity teams, and boy, could your gut instinct in particular not have been more correct. And Tomko already up to number 4 in AAA scoring with 7 points, tying him with Ben Kovac, who's in third place by virtue of having a few more goals.
Mr. Popchock, are you really that you're really that concerned about my call on that in the first game? I mean, listen.
Not at all.
He does not play like a freshman. He doesn't have the size of a freshman. This kid can go out there and do everything that anybody of an upper class level can do, and we get to see it for 4 years. Now, whether that translates through the team or not is left to be seen. But at this point, we're talking about a freshman who is very dynamic and, like you said, 4th in points. But some of these teams haven't played as many games, and you got the opportunity there where Peters Township has played 4 already, and a lot of the teams are sitting on 3. So we're going to see. But top 4 is still nothing to shake a stick at.
Not at all. In their last game, they were responsible for giving Peters Township the victory late in the third period. Kovac got the game-winning power play goal, 11:49 into the final frame, set up by Tomko. Peters Township won the special teams battle and then some in that contest. They were 3 for 4 on the power play and killed off both power play opportunities by the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils on that game back on the 19th at Prince Cape Arena. Upper St. Clair, they got to stay out of the box tonight, and that's something that they had trouble doing against Bethel Park. And by that same token, they want to get their own special teams going a little bit, which struggled against the Hawks.
Well, here's the fun thing about this game for them. This is the game that they want to do it because Peters Township historically very clean. They don't like to take too many penalties. They don't like to cause too many penalties. They just like to play hockey. They like to go out. They like to play it from west, east to west, north, south, however way you want to do it. If you want to do it in circles, they'll probably play it in circles too, however you want to go. But they just want to play hockey. They don't really get into the rough stuff. They don't like to get involved in that stuff. So that's been a nice detail for them. So it'd be a good opportunity for them to stay out of the box if they want to have that opportunity for Upper St. Clair.
Offensively for the Panthers, junior forward Aaron Stawarski leading the charge with a pair of goals and 6 points. He does have one of those points on special teams. Colin Ruffner having a fine start to his season as well with 3 goals and 5 points in Upper St. Clair's first 3 PIHL contests of the season. It'll be the Panthers decked out in white with black and red trim against the Peters Township Indians, who are doing just the opposite, decked out in their familiar red road uniforms with black and white trim.
I love when a team doesn't go straight black for a road uni. This is a solid, bright color. It's easy to take care of and pay attention to, so it's going to be a fun one here at Ice Castle. I think we're going to have a good time here, Mr. Popchock.
I think we are, and Peters Township some years ago did have a third black jersey, by the way, that they wore minimally for some home contests, including a couple of Miners Cup games, as I recall.
I think they probably still have them. They just they don't wear them as often as they used to. I saw them a couple years ago, so they're still out there. I know which ones you're referring to.
These lend themselves very well to broadcast, though.
I love these colors.
These
jerseys are a really solid scheme. The vertical pinstriping, I'm all about it. So let's see what we got. Who do we got in net tonight for the Peters Township Indians? For the Peters Township Indians, the sophomore Kyle Thomas, and he will oppose senior Jake Fisher at the other end, and Fisher will watch his teammate, number 49, Rory Sheegan-Sanoski, play the puck right in front of the goal crease as the game gets underway. Derek Schuster, the junior, skating it up over his own blue line for Upper St. Clair, going up ahead to John McShane. McShane, the junior, giving chase. It'll be picked up by Carson Alexander behind the Peters Township goal. The Panthers steal this puck in the near corner, and a turnaround try from the side of the net taken by Peyton Gillespie is sealed off by Thomas. 50-50 battle in the corner, won by Galamis, as his long shot from the left point is blocked off by Kyle Thomas, the sophomore netminder, and the Indians eventually are able to clear it back to center as the puck is tipped at lightly by Galamis. Grayson Bayer, the senior forward, playing it backward to his blue liner, and up ahead it comes now to Aaron Stawarski. Stawarski's shot never made it through. It was blocked by Carson Alexander, the senior defenseman, and the Panthers are under a little bit of pressure here as they retreat deep in their own end, and it's played up, not quite to the Upper St. Clair blue line, and finally the Panthers are able to enter the Peters Township zone. Pressing in deep is Stawarski, and he shoots and he scores! A minute 18 in. That offensive ringleader, Aaron Stawarski, nuzzles that nylon for the 3rd time this regular season, and Upper St. Clair stuns Peters Township with an early 1-0 lead here at home. That was nice, good old-fashioned hard-nosed hockey, straight to the net. Nice little tip in there. 1-0 Upper St. Clair.
Peters Township wins the ensuing faceoff. Ryder Mertens.
Oh, that's a knee.
And it will indeed be a penalty coming up, and a good job by last year's top Peters Township returning point getter to draw it. And the motion was for trip, if you want to split hairs, but I can definitely see where you got the kneeing
Charlie
from.
Sweet.
It'll be the senior defenseman feeling shame for 2 minutes and then getting free. And that red-hot Peters Township power play, which we were talking about at the top of the broadcast, gets its first opportunity of the night, trying to equalize early in this first period. Snapshot in on goal is denied by Fisher. To the corner it goes. Tomko let it go to the left point. It's taken by Kobe Ringwald, I should say. To the corner it goes for Tomko. Up to the point, right side for Alexander from the top of the right circle. Shot blocked between the circles. Team's digging for it. Fisher doesn't know where it is. It's loose at the side of the net. Peters Township can't ram it home. Tomko tried to turn the puck over to his forehand so he could shoot it into the vacant net cleanly, but that never happened. That was Trevor Lamb, the senior, I think, that stood his ground and lifted the stick just enough of the freshman to keep Peters Township off the board with 1:13 to go and the minor tripping penalty to Sweet. Panthers trying to rag the puck here and take some time off the penalty clock, but Peters Township eventually wins that battle. They operate behind the Upper St. Clair goal line to the far corner. Now back to the left hash mark for Tomko, up top for Ringwald. Ringwald for Alexander. Alexander, right circle, right into the logo. Fisher unable to smother it. Peters Township still operating here on the man advantage with 45 seconds to go. Shot from up high by Ringwald is blocked. Tomko right there for the rebound. Tomko left circle, down low for Ben Kovac. Now Tomko is pressured by one of the Panthers, but he's able to keep the play on side before Upper St. Clair finally swipes at it and pokes it up ahead and might have a chance shorthanded. Here's Eli Rankin skating through the left wing circle. He's going to backhand this puck and absorb a hit into the glass by one of the Panthers. I believe that's Ringwald. And Claxon will change specialists here, as this will be the last opportunity, quite probably, for the Peters Township power play. This shot from distance is kicked out by Fisher. Alexander trying to cut it off, he does, but the Indians just barely do keep it in the zone. Excellent keep by Mertens. Mertens drives the net, can't get a clean shot away. Yes, he does! Woo! Just give it a little tappy, a little tap, tap, taparoo, and Ryder Mertens, just as the penalty expired, does find that game-tying goal for Peters Township. That was an unbelievable play at the blue line to keep it onside.
Great effort by Mertens. Comes in off of the wing, was able to get in on the net, leave the puck just enough space below the pad that he can tap it through, and Fisher gives up the goal, and it is 1-1 here at Ice Castle Arena.
And Mertens is a player, Brian, who, to me, he's just been too quiet to this point in the season. Only 1 point on an assist coming into this game, and 4 games already for Peters Township. He wasn't going to stay that quiet forever, so you knew you kind of had to keep one eye on him as the Indians have it again. Bouncing puck on the goal line. It's loose, but kept out of there. And that's great work down low by Garces. But we're going to have another penalty coming up, and I think it might be goalie interference, if it is, in fact, a penalty. And if it is, it'll go against the Indians as a couple of players are pushing and shoving. And one of the Panthers got into it with one of the Indians, and I think went down to try and maybe buy an extra call here as he just kind of slipped, fell backward. Let's wait for them to sort this out and see what, if anything, comes of it. 13:04 to go in what has already been an eventful first period.
Nothing. They're not going to call a penalty on the play.
And so it remains 5-on-5. And Ryan McKenna will play it around the boards for Peters Township. And now building up speed coming the other way is Austin Malley, I believe, as his wrist shot is blocked.
It's a high stick. No call on it.
No, it wasn't, and that was actually Ben Kovac, not Austin Malley, I beg your pardon, who was denied by Fisher, the Upper St. Clair senior. Caleb Kovac keeps it in along the right boards for Peters Township as Upper St. Clair's Galames wraps it to the near corner. And Galames will give chase once again as he slides it to his right to defensive partner Sheegan Sanoski. And Rory Sheegan-Sanoski will get it up ahead to Grayson Baer, the Upper St. Clair captain. Played backwards, and now the Panthers methodically work it into Peters Township territory. Stewarski with a pretty little dangle there on Jake Palmieri, but he lost control of the puck at the last second. Now Gillespie fires a shot just off a piece of Thomas's blocker. I think Thomas just barely got a touch of that. Now coming back the other way, 1-on-3 is Kazarowski, Caden Kazarowski, the senior forward.
Offside. But
he is in fact offside. And we get an early look, as you can see there, at Jake Fisher, the Upper St. Clair senior goaltender. 126 minutes, 45 seconds of action, a 2-1 record coming in, 3.22 goals against average, 879 save percentage. 4 goaltenders in all are on the official varsity roster for the Upper St. Clair Panthers. Dave Stock is dressing 2 tonight, Fisher, of course. And Aiden Gossa, Fisher's fellow senior, his backup. And Gossa saw some action at the end of that Bethel Park game as Thomas makes a save at the other end. And Peters Township looks for a long breakout pass that turns into an icing call against the Indians.
Remember all that stuff I said about a clean game possibly, and everybody's going to have a good time, and it's going to be all hockey, hockey, hockey? Yes, throw that out now. These two are taking the rivalry back, and they are definitely coming out swinging here early in the first period, and I'm having a little bit of fun with this one. How about you?
So am I. It's the South Hills street fight, and when you're in the South Hills with teams like this, you should expect nothing less.
You're not supposed to talk about it.
The first rule of South Hills street fights.
We do not condone street fights on Pittsburgh Hockey Digest. No, we do not.
No, we do not.
But anyway.
Peters Township over the line. Here's Tomko stabbing at that puck, trying to keep the play alive in the offensive zone, but Upper St. Clair works it back to their own blue line. They're not quite able to clear it all the way out until finally for the Panthers, they are able to do so, and at the other end, that was Austin Lavick, the sophomore. And Lavick in deep pursuing this puck in the attacking zone for USC in a 1-1 hockey game, approaching the 10.5 mark of the first period. Near corner it comes to Tomko, who is feted by the visiting Peters Township student section, a makeshift student section of sorts. Camden Martin with a nifty little dangle on Galames. Now he shrugs off Sheegan Sinoski. Martin still possessing that puck, looking to go wraparound. Instead, he'll get it to Tomko. Tomko spins, shoots, save made, rebound cleared, not all the way out. It's still dribbling between the circles until finally it's gotten out of there by Cullen Ruffner. A correction, Charlie Sweet, 79, not 77. And the Panthers will be guilty of icing as we hit 10 on the nose in a 1-1 hockey game opening frame here at Ice Castle.
Yeah, this has been a fun one so far. Both teams leaving it all out on the ice. First couple minutes, feeling each other out the easy way, but just going right at it.
Slavin trying to get that puck deep. Instead, it'll be Upper St. Clair trying to get onside as Slavin intercepts between his own circles. Now Slavin's breakout pass is intercepted by one of the Panthers. That's Bayer. Bayer trying to get it up ahead to Staworski. That was cut off. And stabbing at it is Cooper Slavin, the Peters Township senior forward. And it is an opportunity for Austin Malley. That was denied in the blink of an eye by Jake Fisher. And Fisher really had to be ready for that one. Quick turnover forced by the Indians almost led to their first lead of the night. McKenna from the right point gets it deep for Malley. Malley absorbs a hard blow there by Garces. And one of the Indians was without a stick, and I believe that is Malley, in fact, as the puck is loose between the circles, and it's gotten up to McKenna. McKenna from the top of the circle. Deflected in!
You want to talk about perfection? Talk about that pass. That pass was perfect, tape to tape, floated on for the perfect tip. And that's how you beat Fisher, and it's 2-1 Peters Township. Wow, what a pass.
Austin Malley finishing the roof job as he leads the Selly line, and the Indians do have their first lead of the night with 9:05 to go in the first period. Austin Malley, his third goal of the season.
Ryan McKenna with that beautiful pass I'll be dreaming about later. The pass, hopefully. But, yeah.
The shot wasn't bad either.
The shot wasn't bad either, but that pass.
I remember a story years ago as this is deflected to the corner boards by Fisher. And I'll tell that if I possibly get a chance here, as it's back to center and flicked deep into the offensive zone by the Indians. Fisher will play it behind his goal. And sitting it near side is Galames for the Panthers. Chips it back to the Peters Township blue line where it's swiped at by Palmieri on his backhand. Schuster sending it deep as Stock calls for a line change. One of the Indians tied up in front of his bench, and it's pried loose, won by the Panthers. Palmieri around the boards and all the way back to the referee's crease where the Panthers will go D to D. Trevor Lamb up ahead, intercepted by Kazarowski, the assistant captain. Alternate captain, excuse me.
Yeah, I was about to say you almost got fired there.
I almost had to do some Hail Marys and some push-ups or whatever.
That is
whatever the penance is these days on Burgh Hockey Live.
That is an offense. That is a major offense here. Oh.
And a hard hit behind the Peters Township goal that Charlie Sweet felt was not so sweet, I'm sure. He got the worst of that one as the Indians counterattack. Here's a snapshot fought off by Fisher. Great save there on Kazarowski to keep his team within one as we're past the midpoint and then some of the first period. Upper St. Clair did jump out on top first with an early goal by Aaron Stawarski, their leading scorer. But Ryder Mertens answered. And then Austin Malley converted a shot pass moments ago. Panthers with it deep in their own end. Lamb up for Stawarski. Indians take it over. There's Alexander up for Ben Kovac for Tomko. Tomko sends it in behind the USC net where it's played by Garces. Garces goes the opposite way, reverses the play, and it comes up ahead eventually to Stawarski, who gives it to Bayer over the line. Bayer's shot, save made by Thomas. Rebound, there isn't one.
There's a penalty.
It's going to be a slashing call, and it's going to go against the Upper St. Clair captain, Grayson Bayer. So a second power play opportunity for Peters Township, and I did not catch if Mertens earlier was credited for a power play goal or an even strength goal, but essentially it was a power play goal.
Essentially, yeah, at that point, definitely. Whether it's going to be on that as such, we don't know.
So another chance now is
the
point I was getting to.
This is another opportunity where there's no updated score sheet for me on this one, so we're not going to be able to double check that till later. But definitely, we'll look into that. Put a little asterisk next to that one and see what happens.
The Panthers get an important face-off win there, and they clear the zone. Alexander for Tomko. Tomko will lead the charge, and he's got some serious wheels, dropping for Camden Martin as Martin's shot goes wide. Picked up by Ringwald, left point. Ringwald surveying the play. Ringwald left side for Tomko. Tomko snap, save made, rebound is covered by Fisher.
Peters Township just all over Upper St. Clair here early. You know, it's just been one thing after another. The Panthers get an opportunity for a break on the other way, and they just cannot capitalize on it. It's an interesting dynamic right now. They're going to have to get out of their own heads, possibly. You were mentioning their penalty problems. Make sure they don't get into that problem there.
Ringwald snapshot, save made, scores, side of the net. Isn't that a fine how do you do for Ben Kovac, who has his team leading 6th goal of the season, and the Peters Township power play strikes again. It's 3-1 Indians.
5:50 remaining. Just another nice little shot, nice little finish by the Indians. And that will make it, yes, 3-1 here at Ice Castle Arena.
The early goal by Stawarski, I almost want to say at this point, Mitch, was a blessing in disguise. It seemed to be a wake-up call early on for the Indians, who have looked like a very different hockey team since. They were not shook by that goal. Quite the opposite, actually. And here come the Indians again on the attack. Here's Ryder Mertens over the line. Mertens driving the net, shooting, scoring! Thank you, sir. May I have another? And it's 4-1 Indians in the blink of an eye. 5:29 to go, first period. And let's see if the Panthers will elect to use their timeout here.
Dave Stock going to think about it, and he does. And he does.
And it's understandable, and I can tell you at least what I personally speculate is the first thing he's going to tell his team. He's going to point to the scoreboard, Brian. He's going to point specifically to the clock, and he's going to say, hey, boys, look how much time's left in this game. And you can make of that what you will.
Just a quick look at the Upper St. Clair bench. He didn't seem like he was too pleased. So I'm going to let that be what it is, and I'm going to walk away from it. He's going to regroup the Panthers and see where they go from here. It's going to be a tough one, uphill battle, but I've seen steeper hills be climbed. We saw it a couple times this week already, right?
Yes, we have.
Three goal games are nothing for us this week, right?
No,
they're not a safe bet whenever it comes to us.
It's like a 5-run lead in Wrigley Field, practically.
Yeah, the 2-goal lead in hockey is a little different here for us. It's a 3-goal lead that you have to watch out for.
Yep.
And after our last couple weeks at, especially on Monday, what we saw, whenever both of our games ended up being real close contests after come from behinds, it was something that was to behold. So we'll see how this one plays out.
Well, the other thing I think Stock is going to tell his team as the Panthers win the ensuing face-off is win the next shift. You know, win the next puck battle, win the next this, that, the other thing. There are no 3-goal plays in this sport. You just got to get one, and you got to take it one play, one shift at a time, and one save at a time as Fisher holds on in his glove.
You just got to get those little bits, and they all start adding up after a while, and things start to get those moral victories, you know, and then that momentum starts to build. And as we saw, like I said, that can make a big difference, and it could be anything. It could be something that just breaks you out and gives you that big, like, ready, let's do this. So let's see what we've got here.
And this puck will dribble outside the zone, and in hot pursuit is Stewarski, who has the lone goal thus far for the home team. It's worked back to center and promptly intercepted by the Indians. Stouffer over the line, and that shot is off the glass up high by Chase Stouffer, the senior forward, and back to neutral ice it goes, where it's swiped at by Connor Murphy. And meanwhile, Stouffer went into the glass hard, and he looks like he's a little bit shaken up. And yes, he did, as this puck bounces just wide. Upper St. Clair almost got the fortuitous puck bounce they needed. As this one-timer is denied, Bayer has a nose for the net, man. He knows exactly what he's doing when he gets in that attacking zone, but he was denied on a brilliant save by Kyle Thomas. And we get a closer look at him as the Peters Township starter, 179 minutes, 14 seconds of action, .857 save percentage, .341 goals against, 3-1 record coming in. And Cassiola chipping this puck off the half boards. Peters Township trying to keep it alive in the offensive zone. Instead, it'll be Galames getting it up. And Thomas has to make a save there, as McShane was able to take that pass in flight and get a good shot on net.
I got to apologize. I forgot to update the score, so it is 4-1 here. You can see it on the main scoreboard to your top left, but our score bug in the bottom I didn't get a chance to update. So, yes, it is 4-1 Peters Township here.
Face off to Thomas's right. Kazarowski, the big lumbering forward, to take it, and he wins it cleanly for the Indians, but Upper St. Clair forces a turnover along the half wall, far side. Bayer in fighting for it, loose in the right circle. It's picked up by the Indians, and here comes Kobe Ringwald. Ringwald over the blue line. Ringwald pinching deep here, works off the check from Garces. And that's as far as he'll get with that, as Stewarski comes back hard for Upper St. Clair. Kazarowski picks his pocket. Garces now with a subsequent steal. One-timer from the right circle, and a hard kick save made there on Stewarski by Kyle Thomas. Shot from the right point is blocked by one of the Indians. That's Max Ness, the senior. And Ness comes back with this puck as he chips it up ahead for Kazarowski. Kazarowski from the far corner in front for Ness. Backhander save made. Fisher with a glove. Kazarowski behind the goal now. Garces takes that puck away and knocks down Kazarowski in the process as play continues with under 3 to go in the first period. And Peters Township up by 3 thanks to 4 unanswered goals, 2 of them belonging to Ryder Mertens.
Got an icing on the play. The faceoff will come all the way down to the right here. So it'll be to the left of the Upper St. Clair net.
Ben Kovac on to take it for Peters Township. And he pushes it to the corner, but that faceoff instead was won by Galames, I believe. No, that was Lavik, actually, as Tomko's wrister catches a piece of Fisher and goes to the glass. Now Fisher reaches behind him. He thought one of the Indians was trying to wrap that puck off his backside and into his own net. Indians still battling for it. Kovac's turnaround try is blocked. It comes to the point where it's fired into the glove of Fisher, who just needs to freeze and kind of settle things down for his team, and that's what he'll do.
Yeah, it's actually working out. You're noticing a little bit as they progress. The Upper St. Clair Panthers are starting to complete that first pass, getting that second pass out of the zone. The bounces are starting to come their way a little bit more often. They're starting to get a little bit of that confidence back after spotting that 3 spot there. So we'll see where that goes with whatever, but Fisher's been standing tall since then.
Garces for McShane. He and McShane double team the attacking Indian on the play. And that was Ben Kovac. Gillespie with it at the red line, gains the red line and dumps it in on goal, and Thomas has to go to his knees to make a save there. To the right point it goes, kept alive at the right point before Tomko forces that puck beyond the blue line, and now a little extra love tap on Garces, the alternate captain from one of the Indians. That's Camden Martin in battling and trying to pin the puck against the bench for a face-off late in the period here in neutral ice. Officials letting the teams continue to battle here. They have not lost sight of the puck, or so they say. Puck continues to be tied up, and finally the Indians are able to work it loose, but the Panthers have it. And the Panthers gain the red line, and after all that, they just dump it back into the Peters Township zone. Around the boards it comes near side, where it's intercepted by Stewarski at the blue line. Stewarski turning around at the half boards from his knees. Drop pass. Snapshot goes wide. Garces just missed there. Approaching the final minute of the first period. Tomko defensively for the Indians. Around the glass, not out. And now it will come out. And near side to Slavin. Slavin dangles, but cannot get around Galamis, who's stuck right with him. Great work there defensively by the junior for Upper St. Clair. Peters Township back on the counterattack with 45 to go. Mertens couldn't control the puck, however, and Fisher will freeze to his left for a faceoff. And Claxton's going to make at least one more wholesale change before the end of the period. Upper St. Clair calling for a line change as well before this faceoff to the left of their goaltender, Jake Fisher. Won cleanly by the Panthers, back to Rankin. Comes to Max Ness, though. Ness driving the net, shooting. Wrister went off the right shoulder, I think, of Jake Fisher. Maybe one last chance before the horn here for the Upper St. Clair Panthers. In pursuit of this puck, Andrew Happ, the senior forward. He's tied up. Now one of the Indians goes down near corner. It comes loose to Rankin. Rankin couldn't tee it up, and the Indians come back 2-on-2. Snapshot from distance taken by Casiola is blocked. To the corner it goes. Ness fighting for it. 5 seconds left. And the Panthers are going to be content for this period to simply be over, and it is. A hot start for the home team was negated by a barrage of offense from the visitors. And after one, it is the Peters Township Indians 4. The Upper St. Clair Panthers 1 with Brian Mitchell, Matt Popchock. It's Burgh Hockey Live, special edition here on Pittsburgh Hockey Digest. Back here at the Ice Castle in Castle Shannon, Pennsylvania, where the Peters Township Indians lead the Upper St. Clair Panthers by a score of 4-1. Stewarski got the party started for USC before Mertens followed, as did Malley, Ben Kovac, and Mertens again. And the Indians, matching the color of their road uniforms, are a red-hot team and showing it after 17 minutes tonight.
It's a fun one so far. I've said this 3 or 4 times, but, you know, regardless, it's good to see Upper St. Clair hanging in there and at least giving a lot of effort towards the end of this and try to dig back in. They know they got a lot of time to do it. 34 minutes is a lot of time.
Mertens off the second period face-off. Puck loose between the circles as Mertens' shot went wide over the glass. Malley was looking for a cheapie along the side of the net as the Panthers iced this puck. Peters Township, man, they don't give you any room to breathe when they get going. And
no, they do not.
I don't know. I'm not sure if it will be fair to say that Upper St. Clair took a breath after it got that first goal, but needless to say, they've had a hard time getting the breath back ever since then.
Absolutely. You're 100% correct on that. Hey, and the ref, and Hendry.
This time the Zebra takes the worst of that one, as with it for the Peters Township Indians is Ringwald, who gains the red line and dumps it deep just shy of the blue line. Indians in fighting for it. Mertens shoving his man. That's Galames. And we're going to get a whistle behind the play. A cross-checking call. And it looks like it's going against the Panthers. It is going against the Panthers. Colin Ruffner, the junior forward.
Nope.
It's not Colin Ruffner. And it's not even one of the Upper St. Clair Panthers. Boy, I had that completely wrong.
Oh, it was a Peters Township Indian.
It's Ryder Mertens. Oh, that's a fascinating development as Mertens is whistled 49 seconds into the second period for a cross-check. And now the Panthers get their first power play opportunity of the evening. Shot from a bad angle was denied by Thomas as he sealed off the angle, and the rebound went wide. Schuster absorbs a body blow, but can't hang on to the puck as the Indians clear the zone. Panthers resetting defensively as Gillespie blew a tire. Caleb Kovac trying to create a traffic jam in the neutral zone and buy some time for the Indians to get this puck deep. They get it as deep as the Upper St. Clair blue line before the Panthers cut it off there. And sending it in deep is Rory Shigan-Sanoski. Shigan-Sanoski watches the Panthers and Indians battle near side for that puck before Peters Township clears it with 1:05 to go and the minor penalty for cross-checking to Ryder Mertens. Panthers having a tough time setting up their power play here as Bayer crosses the line. Ruffner centering for Bayer. That pass for Bayer was blocked. Good job of body positioning there by Ryan McKenna, the senior defenseman. Indians killing more time off that clock, tying this puck up along the boards before it comes to the point, kept alive by Garces. Charlie Sweet, the alternate captain for Garces. Garces, shot pass, put wide by Stowarski. That had 4-2 written all over it. And here come the Indians shorthanded. Casiola, lead pass to Kazarowski, not quite strong enough. It's intercepted by Kazarowski.
Oh, that's a penalty.
And that is a penalty every day of the week as Kazarowski and Casiola get a little overzealous, finishing the play in the corner and finishing off one of the Panthers, Hanson brothers style.
Yeah.
That was Colin Ruffner, who's having a rough start to his second period, involved in a lot of battles in his own end and took a pretty nasty hit there.
Sweet's heading off too.
Oh, Kazarowski's infraction was an obvious one, but I'm not sure why they're taking Sweet as well. And my knee-jerk reaction is that this is a big break for Peters Township.
Nope, it's going to be a power play to the Panthers. They're still on the power play from the previous play, so yes, it's going to be coincidentals here.
5-on-4 is still better than 5-on-3 as far as Chris Claxon is concerned. And a steal here by Stowarski. Stowarski has Bayer down the middle. Stowarski centers broken up, and the loose puck is put just wide, shipped over the net by Ruffner. who was smelling the blood in the water right there. And now we're back to 5 aside as Tomko takes it in flight, left wing side. Tomko drop pass for Ben Kovac, intercepted by the Panthers. Bayer picks up speed coming the other way over the Peters Township blue line. His centering pass gloved down by McShane, but he couldn't hang on. And now Camden Martin will tap it up ahead to a counter-attacking Ben Kovac. Kovac trying to center it for Martin. That play is broken up neatly by McShane. McShane a little too far for Gillespie, as this one's going to be frozen by Kyle Thomas, who takes a bit of a gamble, leaving the blue paint, but gets there in time to force the face-off.
Good back and forth in that couple sequences there. They had both teams with solid opportunities as a penalty expired, but Peters Township just getting those bounces and getting the opportunities a little bit more than Upper St. Clair. Upper St. Clair having to create their opportunities. So a little bit of back and forth here.
And sometimes when you're playing on the uncut ice, you have to simplify your game a little bit. As this puck is sent deep and deep enough for icing against Peters Township with 13.5 to play till they cut the ice here at the Trackside Arena in Ice Castle. Spending the night in Dennis Miller country for this Thursday night edition of Burgh Hockey Live. Special thanks to 10 Band Productions, Peters Hockey TV, for giving us the green light to go ahead and produce Game 2 of tonight's doubleheader for you. Todd Kazarowski, wherever you are, hello, hello, hello. Offside Peters Township.
We're holding your broadcast for you. You'll be able to be back next week and cover up what you got. I think you got 2 games next week, so have fun with those.
Yeah, it'll be a bit of a lighter schedule next month for all parties concerned, but a fun schedule nevertheless.
I might be adding a couple. I haven't decided yet. That's the fun thing about being able to make my own schedule.
Isn't it always?
You never know with me. You know anything about me, you know that I like to drop in places when I randomly feel like it. And I have a feeling I'm going to be randomly dropping into a couple games next month. So we'll see. I left an open schedule for a reason.
He's a capricious man, ladies and
maybe
gentlemen.
Maybe not. I'm not sure.
He comes and goes.
You will have heads up.
Mertens over the line. And again, the Indians guilty of offside. Austin Malley just a tick ahead of the play. And so Claxon will change it up here with 12:49 to play in the second period. And Peters Township settling into this 4-1 lead of theirs.
It's fun to have both Matts with Peters Township again. I mean, you're here, and Matt Geika is calling from Michigan now. So it's fun to have you both back and involved with this. So thank you both for joining us this year on this project. It's been awesome.
Now, thank you to all for having us. We love doing it, and yeah, that remote broadcast technology from 10 Band really is something. And with this post-pandemic lifestyle that we're living, it's a sign of the times, I guess.
Oh.
As there's a hard hit on one of the Indians. That's Andrew Alexander, who went down hard inside the Upper St. Clair zone.
Lamb with the hit.
Trevor Lamb, the senior defenseman, throwing his weight around as this 50-50 battle is won by the Indians, and it's pinned against the side of the post by Fisher, who just barely keeps that bounding puck from sneaking past him.
And the funny thing is, we're talking about him phoning it in and doing all this other fun stuff with 10 Band Productions. I got done at the beginning of the week of the season thanking him for all his help, and I didn't think I'd be listening to him help us out at any more, pointing out, am I wrong about that? But 10 Band Productions, like I said, is a simulcast through, and it's good to have them on and helping us out, trying to bring hockey to everybody. And he's going to be doing a lot of more double headers coming forward. If your game's involved with the Peters Township game, maybe a double header, there's a good chance you might be getting covered by that 10 Band Production, and we'll see how it works out. We're still working on some details as we move in. We're still working with a couple other schools. So we'll, as the details roll in, we'll let you know.
McFeely with it over the line for Upper St. Clair, dropping for Shigan Sinoski. This shot from distance taken by Galames is smothered by Kyle Thomas.
Kyle Thomas is playing well. He is silently playing well. It's not like, he's getting too many chances. They're not getting many chances on him. They are. It's just that he is playing so solid that they're not getting too many good chances and great rebounds.
And his last game, as we said at the top of the broadcast, wasn't a particularly stellar night stat-wise for either team's starting goaltender, a 6-5 hockey game. But when Thomas has been good, boy, has he been good. As this hard wrister by Kazarowski is put over the glass and off the glass. It comes all the way out to Palmieri at center point, who gets it down low for Ness. Ness's shot blocked. Panthers trying to hunker down in front of the goalkeeper, Fisher. And they counterattack now as Stewarski brings it over the line, dropping for one of the Panthers. That is Ruffner, who puts it off the armpit of Thomas. And it stays in play for Ruffner between the circles. Turnaround try, deflected over the bar, and just missed the goal, excuse me. Garces, the alternate captain, unable to keep that alive with his glove, but it will be icing against the Indians with 10:43 to go to the ice cut. And you can change lines after an icing call in high school hockey. We cannot stress that enough.
Well, we can stress it all we want. It's just going to happen no matter how bad we want to say no to it.
I'm curious to see if that changes anytime in the foreseeable future, if they make that a universal thing.
I doubt it will.
Yeah.
I really doubt it will.
I kind of had the same feeling myself.
But I've always doubted a couple things and had a couple things that might not change, that just changed just because.
Yeah.
And of course, there's me. Yeah, I thought, and then it didn't. So.
Well, I mean, you look at the overtime format, you look more specifically at shootouts. For years in the PIHL, shootouts were a political football, and now we have them. We've had them for a couple of seasons now as a regular part of varsity play, as Peters Township is guilty of icing. And
they're fun. That's what
they are.
The whole idea of high school sports and having this level is that you want to be able to have fun in an athletic environment. You're not getting paid to play. You're out there playing because you want to play, and you want to have a good time with it. You want to have fun with your friends. And I think shootouts give you a skill set, too, to be able to watch and be involved in.
From the corner it goes to Garces. Garces, left point for Trevor Lamb. Down to the corner for Stewarski. Behind the net for Bayer. Stewarski sends it around the boards. In pursuit is Garces. Garces for Bayer. Bayer to his right for Stewarski. Stewarski thought about dropping that puck for one of the Panthers at the point. That was Lamb who was waiting for it. But Stewarski's going to take it himself and wrist it just off the leg and maybe the broad side of the goalie stick of Kyle Thomas, and it misses the net. One of the Indians rather stumbling there in the far corner. That was McKenna, but he is able to get up and help his team clear the zone as the Indians slowly bring it over the USC blue line. To the near corner it comes. And Martin takes a hard hit there as he's bumped off the puck by Ruffner. And a penalty coming up against the Indians as Mertens lost his composure there, and it is a tripping call. Thank you, Mr. Hendry.
Todd Hendry with the call. Yeah, it's a Mertens not happy with himself on that play, but this is a big opportunity for Upper St. Clair to possibly get back in this contest. Big power play right here.
Certainly not a Gordie Howe hat trick, but 2 goals, 2 minor penalties. There's some symmetry there at least. Austin Malley shorthanded now for the Indians. Slams on the brakes as he enters the Upper St. Clair zone and is content to get this puck deep before Sheegan Sanoski takes it over. Gillespie lost that puck at his feet. Slavin, who's wearing the captain's C for Peters Township tonight, clears the zone for the Indians. 1:25 to go, and the minor tripping penalty to Ryder Mertens. Second power play chance of the game and period for Upper St. Clair, still trailing 4-1. Malley continuing to press shorthanded for Peters, but he has that stolen away by McShane. McShane doing it all himself here, and he goes down hard. Good hit there by Slavin in open ice. Schuster with it now from the point. In on Thomas, makes the save. The rebound is picked up in plenty of time by Alexander. Alexander unable to clear, though. Panthers from the half boards trying to keep the puck alive, and they do at the left point. Galames sends it behind the net for Bayer. Schuster losing his stick in front of the Peters Township net as one of the Panthers had his stick tied up. That was Charlie Sweet, and that was good defensive work there by Ringwald to tie him up and avoid taking another penalty here for the Indians. Stouffer will intercept this Backdoor pass and clear it all the way down the length of the ice. Last rush for the Upper St. Clair power play, needing some kind of spark here, trailing by 3. With it in the corner is Ruffner, trying to dodge a check, but he loses the puck in that process. And clearing it for Peters Township is Colin Kimberling, the senior defenseman. And we're back to 5 aside. Past the midpoint of the period and game as Upper St. Clair is on the attack. Stewarski on the off wing. Good poke check there by Kimberling. Gets it back to center, and a penalty coming up against the Panthers. And this time, cooler heads not prevailing on the home side, as it's going to be Bear, the USC captain, sitting in the sin bin with 6:52 to go.
The natives are getting restless here at Ice Castle.
And Peters Township going on the power play here, where they have already made Upper St. Clair pay twice effectively. Kimberling, right point for Kazarowski. Kazarowski below the goal line, back to Kazarowski, couldn't handle this pass, but Kimberling was there to back him up. Cross ice for Alexander, one-timer deflected by Cassiola up into the protective netting. I think Cassiola might have unintentionally muddied the waters there as that puck goes out of play. And because it was he who last touched it, this faceoff is going to come outside the blue line, so the Panthers on the PK catch a bit of a break. And they win the ensuing faceoff. Good work there at the dot by Gillespie as the Panthers send it deep. Retrieving for Peters Township, Carson Alexander. Alexander, the alternate captain, near side for his fellow defenseman Kimberling. Up ahead for Cassiola, who's met at the Upper St. Clair blue line by a pair of Panthers. Kimberling lets this puck go left side for Cassiola. Down low for Kazarowski. Kimberling pinching. Not going to get there first, though, and USC clears the zone. Minute 8 to go, and the minor penalty for roughing to Grayson Bear. McShane pressing. He's rubbed out by Ness as Upper St. Clair steals this puck at center ice. Good play there by Galames. Galames is hit hard into the corner boards by Max Ness. And Ness actually took the worst of that one, but Peters Township has some open ice to work with if they hurry. Ben Kovac over the line. His shot pass is blocked and goes to the near corner, where it's picked up by Kazarowski. Kazarowski right side for Tomko. William Tomko, the exciting freshman, rubbed into the glass, but sticks with the play. Tomko, backhander, blocker save made there by Fisher. 25 to go on the 5-on-4. Kovac shooting, save made, rebound, no goal. It was redirected into the net with a glove by Camden Martin, and I think that's a good call and an on-the-spot call there by the official behind Fisher. And so the faceoff will come outside Upper St. Clair territory with 19 to go in the Panthers PK.
No offense to you, sir. I'm just letting you do your thing. After calling that first game, I'm just a little bit groggy in my voice. I've been trying to clear up a little bit, so we'll see what's going on.
The Indians' power play is keeping me busy, so
yeah.
it is no sweat at all.
I'm just sitting over here taking notes and listening to how you do what you do.
And it is Peters Township winning the faceoff after the disallowed goal. They penetrate the offensive zone, and here's a snapshot that goes off the glove of Fisher from Ben Kovac. Goes to the corner boards and up to the left point for William Tomko. Tomko spins off McShane, shoots, glove save made there, and a nifty one at that by Fisher, flashing that leather.
Tomko with a great opportunity coming down through the circle and just fires a low, hard shot that's nicely gloved by Fisher. Yeah, it was pretty nifty. That shot is a little bit deceiving, so that was a good save.
Fisher trying to keep his team in it here, and Upper St. Clair, hopefully for their sake, able to generate some momentum from its PK, down by 3 goals with time ticking away in the second period. Upper St. Clair scored early, courtesy of Aaron Stewarski, their top point getter coming into Thursday night. It's been all Peters Township Indians since. From the half boards, it comes free to Ringwald. Ringwald worked over on the forecheck by Ruffner, but Ringwald hangs on, gets it up, not quite out. Great keep by Lamb, but it's all red jerseys there at the puck behind the Peters Township net, and Ringwald's going to skate it out himself, going near side to Camden Martin, who absorbs a hit there from Garces, but Tomko has it. Tomko on his backhand. Wraparound try. He's too well covered. To the point it comes to Ringwald. That shot blocked, and Martin is hurt. Martin took that shot from his own teammate, and he went down in a heap.
He is having a hard time getting up and running. They're going to help him out here.
In the scheme of things, he'll be all right, as most hockey players are in that spot, but in the interim, it is going to hurt like a mother.
He is going to shake that off, and he'll be out in 2 shifts. Guarantee.
Isn't that the way it usually goes?
Yes.
But that was not pretty to look at. A little bit of a scary moment, but Martin,
you hate to see it. You hate to see it.
From his own teammate, no less,
Yeah.
but Martin, hey, friendly fire's part of the game,
out.
too.
That's an offside. They didn't
Martin
call it.
appears to be okay. And fortunately for Upper St. Clair, the missed offside is a moot point, as coming the other way is Schuster, who puts it right into the body of Thomas. And Thomas takes a little bit of an extra how do you do there from Derek Schuster, the Upper St. Clair junior. And that draws the ire of fans on either side of us here.
Well, the Peters Township fans have a little bit of thought there, because that puck was clearly offside at the blue line, and it was brought in by the defender, and it wasn't called. Then Upper St. Clair had the opportunity to come down on that shot. Luckily, they didn't score there. We could have had a little bit more of an issue, but it was a bad angle for the referee. I'll give him that. It was a bad angle to make that call.
Garces' one-timer from the top of the circle is saved by Thomas. Panthers behind the net trying a backdoor play. Instead, it comes all the way up high to Lamb, who sends it to the corner, where it's intercepted by Connor Murphy of the Indians. There was some question as to whether or not Murphy would be scratched prior to this contest. When I talked to Chris Claxton, it was going to be either he or Michael Bamitzrider, the senior, and Murphy ended up getting the nod. So let's keep an eye on Connor Murphy, because how many times have we seen guys who aren't necessarily supposed to play do something fascinating?
Well, whenever you're on the bubble like that, and you know you're on the bubble like that for a contest, you want to play a little bit harder if you get into that game, just because you want to show that you were worthy of being in that game. So, yeah, you are absolutely 100% correct. Watch the number 19 skater or whatever he might have ended up being.
Number 39 for the Indians, Connor Murphy, who is not on the ice
skater, yeah,
at present.
Oh.
As the Indians are on the forecheck. And battling for this one is Caleb Kovac, but the Panthers are going to be able to get it back to center, where it's taken there at the red line by Carson Alexander, who sends the puck deep. Panthers defense sailing it up ahead. Long pass intended for Gillespie is instead going to be icing on USC. Late in this second period. Still a 4-1 hockey game. So Upper St. Clair, certainly from a defensive standpoint, has settled down in a big way, but not really able to get much going at the other end of the rink.
They're waiting for their big break here. They're really trying to build towards it. There's something here that they're going to try to exploit, and it's going to break up a little bit, and it's going to give them a little bit of momentum. If it happens, it could be a downfall. Not downfall, because they're still up 4-1 for Peters Township, but will make for a more interesting game.
Indians going D to D as Ringwald retreats to play this puck. Up ahead for Caleb Kovac, looking for Stouffer, and Chase Stouffer will spin around Sheegan Sanoski as he sends this puck behind the Panthers' net. Upper St. Clair playing it near side, intercepted at the left point by Ringwald. Panthers flip it up ahead to center, where Ringwald is stabbing at it. Now Ringwald takes this puck, and he's going to put it off the half boards, and it takes a convenient bounce right between the circles to Eli Rankin, but he couldn't get a shot off. Now one of the Indians getting worked over by Andrew Happ near corner, and Happ has it, centering it for one of the Panthers. Again, that was Rankin, but this time he was too well marked by Alexander. Indians gain the red line and dump it deep. Ness giving chase for Peters Township, as this airborne puck is gloved by Alexander and sent backward to Ringwald. Ringwald, right side for Alexander from the official's crease, from the blue line, in on goal where it's held by Fisher.
Yeah, it's a very important minute here for the Upper St. Clair Panthers. They're going to need to be able to get back into it. This would be the time that they need to build a little bit towards the end. Try to get the momentum on them going into the locker room. And even if you don't get a goal, you get an opportunity on here in the last 45. It'd be huge.
Clean face-off win by the Indians. Malley dangling, but couldn't beat the double team. And Upper St. Clair will send it up to the blue line and just barely outside the zone. Indians retreating to play this puck. Here's Kimberling defensively for Peters Township. Up ahead for Tomko. Tomko shouldered immediately by Bayer, the USC captain. Tomko in hot pursuit of this puck nonetheless, and he has it for Peters Township. Tomko had it knocked aside at the last second. Good poke check there by Ruffner as the Panthers try to get something going in the final moments of second period play. Drop pass off the shoulder of Thomas, who doesn't know where this puck is. It glances off the protective netting, indeed, behind him, and it is a dead puck at that point, and it'll be a face-off in Peters Township ice.
11.7 seconds left here, down by 3. Like I said, you just want to get a good opportunity. You want to get a good chance on net, get a good shot, maybe give your offense a little bit of something to think about going into the third period. And this is where you look at it.
From the left circle, off the face-off win by Ruffner. Indians are able to clear it off of Garcez's glove as the buzzer sounds. And so they will cut the ice at the Ice Castle. And we will take a break here in Castle Shannon, Pennsylvania, where the Peters Township Indians maintain a 4-1 lead over the Upper St. Clair Panthers in PIHL Class AAA action. With Brian Mitchell, I'm Matt Popchock, and you're watching it all on Burgh Hockey Live on Pittsburgh Hockey Digest. back here at a place that you might call the house that Bugsy built, home of the Upper St. Clair Panthers. It is the Ice Castle in Castle Shannon, Pennsylvania, where the homestanding Panthers are in a bit of a hole. They trail the Peters Township Indians, who are looking for their 4th consecutive win here in the month of October by a score of 4-1. And we'll give you a grassroots scoring summary of sorts here. It was Upper St. Clair actually getting on the board first. Aaron Stawarski, his team-leading 3rd goal of the season, tying for the team lead anyway, within the first minute and a half of play. That made it 1-0 Panthers. Peters Township got a power play, and we're still not positive if this was officially scored a power play goal, but effectively it was one. Just as the penalty expired, a great individual effort by Ryder Mertens to keep a puck at the blue line, drive the net, and poke it past Jake Fisher to tie the game. Moments later, Austin Malley with a nifty redirection right in front gives Peters Township the 2-1 lead. Ben Kovac scored at the side of the net for a pure power play goal, if you will, to make it 3-1. And seconds later, a snapshot by Ryder Mertens that forced Upper St. Clair coach Dave Stock to call his timeout, and that's where we stand right now. Peters Township, a flurry in a hurry to make it a 4-1 hockey game. And Ryan Malone, I kind of alluded to him earlier, the first, at least in our lifetime, the first really big high school hockey, Western PA, Pittsburgh pro hockey success story, or at least the biggest to that point. And I can remember getting to meet him and getting to talk with him from a high school hockey angle for a different gig that I had covering the league at the time. And even after a hard Penguins practice and after an equipment malfunction on our end, couldn't have been nicer or more accommodating. Certainly one of my favorite Penguins at the time, one of my favorite players from the area to meet. And he's going to be back in the area for a very important event coming up on Neville Island.
Yeah, absolutely. Ryan Malone, his number's up, retired on the other rink here, on the other side. If you go to the opposite side of where we are at Ice Castle Arena, his number 12 for Upper St. Clair is retired over there. They can't wear that out here. But yeah, big event at Robert Morris, and I alluded to it in the first game's intermission for the second period, and I don't get to talk about it a lot, but it is huge. You know, Robert Morris hockey, 2005, 2006, when it was brought in, one single coach, and you can talk about how it all occurred, but it did occur. They were folded in a way. They were set on, but they're only on hiatus now in layman's terms, and they're trying to get their build back. And I think it's a big, huge step that you're seeing all these celebrities and local media types and everybody getting around to be able to help them out. And that's next Sunday at the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex. There is a celebrity alumni game up at the house that Mary Lemieux built. One of Bugsy's line mate back in the day. You know, that
one of many houses that Mary built.
That guy that was Bugsy's line mate for so many years up at the Mellon Arena, Civic Arena. So, yeah, it was, there was a big event next Sunday. Unfortunately, I won't be able to make it because of my prior commitments that weekend. I'm calling a tournament up in Erie. So, unfortunately, I won't be able to be here, but I really wish I could. I am very saddened to the fact that I wasn't able to make it to that game that coming Sunday. I mean, 2 Sundays from now. So,
it's going to be a fun event. We've gotten an early look at the jerseys.
Oh, yeah.
There's a hybrid RMU jersey being worn by the alumnuses, the alumni, the alumnae. And I hesitate to say this. I want to be careful. We don't want to put fake news out there on Pittsburgh Hockey Digest, but I'm hearing rumblings that Matt Geitka is going to come to town and play for the alumni
team. Legend's coming back.
I'm hearing rumblings.
Oh, man, the Legend's coming back from Michigan. I'm missing that more than anything else out of this. I played deck hockey with the man for a couple years. He came and played on my team, mine and Alan Saunders' team, but we had an opportunity to play with him, and he is you're going to have some fun out there at the ice with Matt Geitka, so I enjoyed that one.
I didn't know we were friends with a celebrity. Present company notwithstanding.
I'm pretty sure I'm just maintaining the fact that they lost my invitation in the mail, and I was never invited out for it. There was nobody sliding into my DMs for that. So, yeah, definitely. But no, it doesn't bother me at all. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than anybody right now. This is a big thing for the local hockey scene in Pennsylvania. If you don't realize it, Western Pennsylvania, Robert Morris, it may not have been as well attended as most other Division I programs. And it's tough whenever you're that far from campus and it's hard to get to on a Friday night or a Saturday when a lot of your clientele, your people are hockey people. They're people who are going to games. Their kids are going to, you be able to get those teams, and all those travel teams are playing on the weekends. But it is huge for the growth in the city because, several prospects, and I'm just using this on hot rumors, and I'm not putting fake news out there either, but we're like, the kids were really more upset about the fact that Robert Morris folded because they wanted to play for Robert Morris. It was something to strive for. Like, every kid wants to grow up to play hockey for the Penguins in Pittsburgh.
Right.
Everybody wants that. But whenever you're growing and you're playing, it's a more reasonable goal to maybe try to play Division I hockey, and to have that close to home and that home cooking was great. And, there were several local prospects that were like, I kind of wanted to play there.
Yeah.
And now they're struggling. It's like try to find a new place, do this type, these ideas. And, Roman Kramer didn't leave Pittsburgh. He didn't leave Robert Morris. He went to play for the club team. He was playing Division I hockey. I mean, a lot of club guys are going to say, a lot of the D1 guys are like, why would you go play club hockey? Well, he wants to be here. And that's what it's all about, is these local homegrown talents that want to play local. And this is what you're fighting for. You're not just fighting for Robert Morris as a school. You're fighting for every kid that wants to play hockey local. And I think that's the point that I want to make on this, is that it's not just about, fighting for the school. It's fighting about this whole hockey program, this whole hockey community in Western Pennsylvania. That's why we were born as Pittsburgh Hockey Digest, and that's what I really want to see out of all this. So.
Yeah, and there's another big, speaking of going from high school to bigger and better things, Roman Kramer, one of the greatest Sarah Catholic Eagles of all time, going on and having a great career after his stint in the PIHL.
It's funny, I keep telling you that. I keep saying that. I'm like, this will be the sixth or seventh team that I've covered Roman Kramer with. and it was
I think he's been in school since I've been in school.
Sarah Catholic, Pittsburgh Penguins Elite.
Yeah.
The Johnstown Tomahawks. I was in Youngstown when he played for Youngstown. He was called up for a couple games and then sent back down to Johnstown. I was in Youngstown while he was there. The Robert Morris Colonials Hockey Division I team, and now the Robert Morris Colonials. And guess what? They're all within 2 hours, a 2-hour drive of the city of Pittsburgh. So that's the type of stuff that you're fighting for. Roman Kramer was the prototypical local player recently that didn't leave basically from I-76 the entire way down. So, you're fighting for a community here. You're not just fighting for a hockey club. Yeah, you want to get this hockey club back up and running, but it's bigger than that. And I think that's what everybody realizes, especially from our point of view. So
yeah, and I am not a businessman by any stretch of the imagination, but I know well enough to know that when you're running a business or a school or an athletic department or what have you, you need to be able to give the market something that it can't get anywhere else.
Right.
And on a personal level, I just have to say that Robert Morris hockey was something that, respectfully, you just couldn't get anywhere else in Western Pennsylvania. The experience of having those Division I programs with such great people, great human beings, never mind hockey players, and being relevant every year and competing for conference championships and, dare we say, maybe even national championships.
They were on that road. There were a lot of these are the teams that are going to get better, and they really got cut in their prime. Literally, the talent that was on the island, this was a team that would have compete this year. And, this would have been a competing team. This was a scary team. Last year's pod championship may have seemed like it came out of nowhere. It didn't. They should have been so much, gotten so much more this season, and they got their legs cut out from underneath them. And definitely going to be one of those things that you're not just – it would have been winning hockey on the island this year. It wouldn't just been some team that's going to go into the tournament and maybe give a shot. It would have been winning hockey on the island this year. And a lot of people got robbed from it, but the community as a whole got robbed from something that really was a cornerstone of what everything here is developing from Pittsburgh Hockey Digest and every other community out there. So, yeah, if you have an opportunity next Sunday – not this Sunday, next Sunday, 66 tickets are on sale. All proceeds go towards the Robert Morris Fund to try to get hockey back at the island. listen, I've seen all these grassroots efforts trying to get their teams back. It worked at Alabama Huntsville, and, there's some fights here and fights there. Maybe you didn't make it at North Dakota for the women's team, but it's definitely an opportunity that there is here, and I hope that the community as a whole can actually get behind it. So that's basically where I'm at with that, yeah.
It seems like they are to this point, and credit Derek Scully, credit Logan Biddle, credit his wife, Brianne McLaughlin Biddle, for doing a phenomenal job from their leadership positions, respectively, within the newly created Pittsburgh College Hockey Foundation. And what a fantastic new group that has turned out to be, doing all this stuff and helping to organize this game, this celebrity game, in good faith, to try and bring some justice to college hockey here in Western Pennsylvania. We talked about Ryan Malone's going to be there, Tyler Kennedy's going to be there, some RMU players from the past are going to be there, mascots are going to be there, the mayor of Pittsburgh is going to be there.
Oh, we're going to have a blast.
Well, we are.
They're going to have a blast. I'm going to be watching. Hopefully there's a way I can watch it. Unfortunately, I don't know if there is, so I'm going to be paying attention and hoping for the best, but we'll see, Mr. Popchock, and we'll get him there. So here we go. Well, we've got a high school hockey game to still talk about. We can start with the collegiate game in the community, but we still got a very important game in front of us, Upper St. Clair, Peters Township. I wanted to piggyback on what you said way back at the beginning of our intermission report. I thought Upper St. Clair really melded together after that fourth goal, and they've been playing very well since. And that's what I wanted to add. That's all I wanted to add, so we'll get on to it from here.
As Peters Township wins the faceoff to begin the third period, we have a hard hit in the board by Stewarski, and Stewarski just yapped something. I didn't hear what it was, but he barked right at McKenna as McKenna went down, and I'm a little surprised that Stewarski got away from that scot-free. But in any event, we play on as those two continue to battle. Bayer, and now in the far corner, Bayer and one of the Indians. That's 89 Kimberlin going at it as the Indians bring it deep into Upper St. Clair territory. McKenna from the point. That shot was blocked off. Never made it all the way through. Trevor Lamb used his body to absorb that one. And both teams coming out aggressively to start this final frame as one of the Panthers is dumped. And a retaliatory hit there by Gillespie, a clean one on Cassiola as Peters Township changes lines early on and sends the puck deep. Jacob Palmieri gains the red line, slaps it in from behind his own net. It's Galames. Galames, cross ice for Derek Schuster. Schuster met at the Peters Township bench, by Ryder Mertens. Up ahead it comes to Malley. Malley, Schuster and Slavin going at it. And one of the Panthers is going to get a penalty here for knocking Slavin's stick egregiously out of his hands, and it's going to be Schuster. Schuster, I think they gave him an unsportsmanlike conduct. It's going to be a 2-minute penalty, and Schuster got a little overzealous there.
Yeah, they came out hard hitting and fast here in the third period, and whew. Stewarski, that was just trying to set the tone for his team coming out of the intermission. He wanted to make sure that everybody was aware that they were still in this game. And I think they got the message, because if you saw the next few plays, it was all Upper St. Clair getting the opportunities and keeping Peters Township at bay.
Carson Alexander to Malley on the half wall. Up high for Ringwald. Ringwald for Malley. Malley shoots, scores. Austin Malley tucks it inside the far post, and the Peters Township power play has struck for a third time tonight. It's 5-1 with 15:21 to play.
That's unfortunate for Upper St. Clair, because the Panthers really came out of that period hot. And I thought for a chance there that they had to be able to get that. Now, that penalty kind of took the wind out of their sails, and unfortunately that's how it fell out.
That may have hit something on the way in, but for now, I believe strongly that was Malley's goal all the way. And assuming so, it'll be Malley's fourth of the season and second of the evening. So now Mertens and Malley, that dynamic duo, each has a pair for the Peters Township Indians, who are right back on the attack. And Upper St. Clair, I was going to concur with you, Brian. They really stood their ground in that second period. And you said it, they came out strong to begin the third, but then they took a penalty that they didn't really need to. And Peters Township did what a team should do in that situation. They made them pay for it. In the officials' crease, they battle for this puck, and it squirts free behind the Peters Township goal line as play continues.
The one thing I'm looking at on their roster, they're still relatively young. They don't have many seniors on that roster, so it's something of a learning curve for the Panthers here. Maybe it's the exuberance of youth. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but they'll learn over time. The maturity will be there, so it's not something to look at. They're playing pretty well compared. It's just a really good Peters Township team now.
Tomko at the side of the net was just missed by Ben Kovac. And it is indeed going to be Malley's goal, it sounds like, as Martin gets that puck over the blue line before he is met with an upper body hit by Levick. Peters Township sending this puck the length of the ice and far enough for icing as Galamis will touch up. Panthers just looking for some positives to build on here, down 4 with a lot of time left in the third period. But they are standing on the tracks of some kind of oncoming train. Peters Township took that brutal opening night loss out in Warrendale, and since then they've had the wind at their back. 3 straight wins coming into tonight and looking very much on their way to a 4th. Andrew Alexander with it. Near corner. Dropping for McKenna at the point. That shot blocked, and coming the other way is Stewarski. Stewarski with space. Stewarski dangling. Couldn't get around Kimberling, however. Great stick-to-itiveness by the senior. Off the boards and back inside the upper St. Clair blue line. It's retrieved by Garces for Stewarski. Right side for Garces over the Peters Township line and fires high and wide of Kyle Thomas. Indians take it over at center. Ness over the line as the Indians are changing behind the play. Ness goes all the way in deep, pinching to help his team complete the line change. And Ness wins this puck battle, wrapping it around and almost scoring there. Fisher had to use his left skate to seal off that post as quickly as he could, as one of the Indians, Connor Murphy, goes down hard near side.
Stewarski, like a freight train, just tried to run through him.
He's hitting everything in a red jersey in this third period. And he has the only Upper St. Clair goal thus far, which came just about a minute and a half into the game. Since then, a dominant performance from the Peters Township Indians. This centering pass for Casiola is broken up as Casiola had his stick tied up by Galamis. Rankin on his off wing goes down. Thought he was tripped. No penalty called. Casiola over the line, 1-on-2, fires it up into the protective netting, and this will be a face-off in the Panther zone.
I like the bounce back from Upper St. Clair after that 5th goal. It's tough to see, tough to say, because you don't expect it after that, the kind of deflating goal, if you think about it, the way it went in. But Upper St. Clair able to keep their heads on them and be able to stay in this one. Work on some details. Now you're just working towards the next game, and you're working on seeing what works for you, and we'll see how this works out here.
From the half boards, it's Malley. Malley looking for the hat trick. On his backhand, drops it to Ringwald left point. Now back for Austin Malley at the half wall. Malley pinned against the boards. Good poke check there by Austin Levick. Malley not giving up on the play, but eventually Cole Sheegan-Sinoski, the senior defenseman, pries it loose and sends it to length for icing. Face-off coming up to the right of Kyle Fisher, the Upper St. Clair goaltender. Indians win it, send it to the corner. Ryder Mertens, who also is looking for the HT, takes it to the right wing. Carson Alexander's shot is blocked by the shins of Stewarski. Up to the point it comes for Alexander. In on goal, save made. Rebound is swatted wide by Mertens. I think Garces got a piece of that shot as Mertens was trying to slam in the rebound. Now Mertens, beyond the right wing circle, fires it off the blade of Ruffner, and it goes wide in the corner. Near corner now, George Garces tries to clear it, not out. Slavin, the Peters Township captain, puts it off a stick and up into the protective netting and out of play. Dave Stock changing lines here before the defensive zone draw. And Chris Claxon filling in for a traveling Rick Tingle will do the same. Tomko on to take the draw and wins it. Pushes it right to the net where it's whiffed by Fisher. Tomko still with this puck. Flings it backward for one of the Indians who fires just wide. That was Kimberling, it looked like. McKenna sends it to the corner. Camden Martin pinned up against the boards. That'll allow Galames, the junior, to play this puck for Upper St. Clair. And he skates it to the half boards, and he is run hard into the half boards by William Tomko as the Panthers penetrate. This high shot off the left shoulder, it looked like, of Kyle Thomas, goes to the near corner. Now giving chase far corner is John McShane. McShane, the junior, behind the Peters net. Near side it comes to Galames. And a long lead pass by Tomko went by everybody, but it was touched by one of the Panthers. I think that was Rory Sheegan-Sanoski who touched it, so it will not be icing. Now Tomko has it for the Indians. Keeps his feet after a couple of the Panthers were trying to sandwich him at the front of that play. Panthers have it up ahead for Happ, onside, but lost the puck. Indians the other way. Martin over the blue line. Martin from the circle into the glove of Jake Fisher.
Something that I'm noticing as you continue to watch the collapse of the Peters Township defense as they come out of the zone. They're just collapsing 5 in on the puck carrier. Happ had 4 red jerseys around him in that position, so they're in their defensive zone trying to hold this game from Upper St. Clair at this point.
And you got to love that if you're Chris Claxon, that continuous attention to detail, still worrying about the little things, in a 5-1 hockey game in the third period.
But they had four players at the red line whenever the puck only made it to the center point.
Indians right back on the attack here, looking to add to that 4-goal cushion. Trying to win a puck battle on the far boards here next to the Dollar Bank sign in this trackside arena at the Ice Castle, Castle Shannon, but the Panthers prevail this time. And swinging around is Garces, the junior defenseman. Up ahead it comes now to Rankin. Rankin from his own blue line trying to lead it to Happ, but that was broken up neatly by Andrew Alexander. Jacob Palmieri going D to D for Connor Murphy. Up ahead now to Stouffer. Chase Stouffer dropping to Caleb Kovac. Kovac shooting, blocker save, rebound. Right there to clean up the rebound is Peyton Gillespie. Gillespie up ahead for Lamb. Trevor Lamb over the Peters Township blue line. Around the boards it comes for Bayer. Bayer overskates deliberately. Panthers send this puck deep. Comes now to Lamb at the left hash. In on goal, it's blocked. Back to Lamb it comes and fluttered in on net. It's still loose in front of Thomas as one of the Panthers was knocked hard down to the ice right inside the blue paint. Play continues. And that was Gillespie. No worse for the wear. Approaching the midpoint of the third period here with Peters Township in command, 5-1.
That's in.
And the Panthers have scored.
Did that bounce off a Kazarowski skate?
It would appear that might have been the case. It happened very quickly, but the Panthers catch a bit of a break, and it is Stewarski, I think, who's going to get his second goal of the night.
It bounced off of a skate. That bounced off a skate and in. It is 5-2. There's the bounces. It's still early, 7:51, 3 goals.
I saw this team many years ago lose a Penguins Cup championship game on an own goal that took a funny bounce, so those things can happen at any stage of a game. And it is going to be Stewarski's goal. So his 4th of the season comes in somewhat dubious fashion, but the Panthers will certainly take what they can get. And it's back to a 3-goal deficit now for the hosts with 7:15 to go on a running third period clock. And this puck is inadvertently put up to the stands and nearly taking out a fan off to our left, but fortunately did not, thank goodness.
That's second one today. First game we had one go into the visitors bench. Oh, sorry, into the home benches. Now we had one go into the visitor benches.
Face off to the left of Jake Fisher, and a tie up here is won by the Panthers. Stewarski, now he's looking for the hat trick, and he's in hot pursuit of this puck, but Kimberling's going to use his frame to shield him off it, and a dangerous play there, putting it right in front of his goaltender. Now, you don't want to put it up the middle of the ice. That's a classic young player mistake, but got away with it there. As this puck is Murphy dumped outside the Peters Township area, back to center. Stewarski sending it deep for USC. To the right point, Garces unable to keep. He'll retreat in front of his own bench and go D-to-D with Lamb. Lamb up ahead a little too far for Stewarski. He sends it back to the Upper St. Clair blue line, and Slavin crosses the blue line just a bit offside, however. Stock calling for fresh troops with 6:21 to play. Faceoff coming just outside his zone. McKenna with it for Peters Township, finds Kimberling, who gains the red line and sends it in. Galames had this puck in the corner, was trying to reset to Caleb Kovac. Could not. Peters Township defensively will play this puck. Here's Kimberling in his own corner. For Chase Stouffer. Panthers steal it, however, and fire it wide. To the point for Galames. Galames, near side it comes to McFeely. McFeely behind the net for Derek Schuster. Over to McFeely. McFeely's centering pass intercepted by one of the Indians. That's Kimberling, and he gets it back to the red line before Galames sends it right back in. Kimberling behind his own goal now, reverses the play for Connor Murphy. Murphy takes a hard blow there from Rankin. Rankin had the only goal for the Panthers in their last game, the loss to Bethel Park. Panthers fell behind early in that one as well. Seems to be a habit they're trying to break at the moment. As Lamb plays it for Upper St. Clair, taken over by Kovac. Ben Kovac flying down the right side. Into the corner he goes. Kovac on the doorstep looking for Tomko, and the shot misfired. Tomko steals. Drops it outside the offensive zone. Peters Township needs to tag up now, and it does. Wrapped off the boards. And the length of the ice by Galames, who has iced this puck for Upper St. Clair.
Well, you just chip away here. Get the moral victories. Get your system set up. See what you got. You know, now it's just the time to figure out what your team actually has while you're down by 3 here, late in the game. I think Upper St. Clair's doing that in bunches.
Tomko from the half wall, keeping it for Ben Kovac, and good work there to get it to Tomko. Tomko shooting into the glove of Fisher. And boy, is he staying alert. You have to with Tomko on the ice.
I've been watching Jake Fisher since he was a U15. I watched him play a U15 game with the Preds a couple seasons ago. He's a solid positional goaltender. He's gained some size over the years naturally, going from a U15 to a U18 player. But he definitely has stepped up in his skill position game. Sitting behind Rorik for a couple years, that definitely, you know, something to look forward to getting that start over a couple seasons, and he's done well as a starter here with Upper St. Clair.
Another icing call here against the Panthers with 4 minutes to play in regulation. Peters Township with a 3-goal lead. And Kazarowski, it looks like, is going to defer to Max Ness for this face-off, taking it against Gillespie. And Gillespie wins it and is able to force it outside the Upper St. Clair zone. Indians will tag as retreating to play this puck is Garces. Near side it comes to Stewarski. Stewarski's breakout pass for Bayer. Up for Gillespie. Gillespie, wrist shot, save made by Thomas, and it goes into the protective netting and out of play. Peters Township, as we said, looking to go to 4-1 on the young season and solidify its second place stead in the Class AAA standings. Upper St. Clair came in sharing the number 3 spot with Seneca Valley, which earlier tonight won in overtime over Baldwin, as you saw on Burgh Hockey Live.
Peters Township with a win will go to a tie for first with North Allegheny, who is 4-0. I don't know if they played. I don't believe they played tonight. But they will go to a points tie, one more loss than North Allegheny, who's 4-0 on the season.
Your reigning Penguins Cup and St. Margaret's Cup champions, the North Allegheny Tigers.
Yep. That's 2-time Penguin Cup and defending.
Indeed. And a stick goes flying. We got a yard sale here in the Peters Township zone as Mertens picks up his blade. Boy, was that a sight to see as the Indians are going to ice this puck with under 3 minutes to go in the game.
And we'll have them next Thursday on Burgh Hockey Live, Burgh Hockey Night from Alpha Ice Complex as they play Central Catholic. Like I said, card next month, subject to change. There could be more. Who knows? I don't know what I have up my sleeve anymore. Depends if I feel like going out to cover a hockey game that night.
Should the mood strike him, he will be there.
Yes, yes.
Puck battle, far boards in the Peters Township zone. And the Indians are patient enough to win this one. And they might have some room to maneuver here as Max Ness comes down the off wing. Ness hits the brakes, but lost the puck. And the Panthers are going to be able to clear it. Yes, they will. Colin McFeely, the junior, over the Peters blue line. Snap shot just wide of the blocker
Good
hand
shot.
of Thomas. It was.
Sneaky, sir.
Didn't miss by much. And now we got a penalty coming up. It'll be against the Indians. Upper St. Clair will not quite have enough time. Well, yes, they did get the extra attacker on, but weren't able to convert as Thomas freezes the puck. And Ness will be the guilty party with 2:15 to go.
They'll have virtually the remainder of the game to try to get one here. You know, once again, something else to work on. You know, the pressure's not going to be let off by Peters Township. We know that for a fact. So let's see how this power play works out for the Panthers.
And Peters Township, once again, has been able to control a hockey game by overall controlling the special teams battle. They have excelled at both ends of the rink in that respect. Upper St. Clair needs 3, and they need 3 in a hurry. They've got a 5-on-4 now, as this lead pass for Sweet is a little too far for the USC senior defenseman. And roughing was the indication against Max Ness, the senior. Bayer wraps it off the center boards and into the Peters Township zone, but it's promptly cleared by Carson Alexander. 1:13 to go in the penalty. 1:25 to go in the game as Stewarski comes over the Peters Township blue line. Stewarski with space, dangles, shoots just wide. He put it beyond the goal mouth.
He's looking for the Hattie.
From the point, here's a shot by Garces that's blocked, and an opportunity up ahead shorthanded for Casiola. Casiola centers for Ringwald. Ringwald, lost the puck at the last possible second.
Garces got in on his feet. He heard the footsteps.
And he had some trouble, I think, Brian, with the late period ice as this shot goes off the iron. Stewarski that close to the hat trick. Backdoor play denied by Thomas. Thomas trying to freeze this puck, and he does long enough for a face-off as Sweet gets dumped in frustration by Carson Alexander. Indeed. Stewarski just barely catching iron on that laser of a wrist shot.
That was a 10-bell shot. Beautiful shot.
It had some serious power on it and almost snuck behind Kyle Thomas. Final 41 seconds here.
Stawarowski, a junior. Got another year of seeing that, yeah. Oh.
False face-off. Yep. Galamis will flip it back to the referee and we'll drop it again. It'll be McShane going against Slavin. McShane wins it. One-timer fanned on by Stawarski as Malley fell down, gets right back up. Final half minute and final 15 of the man advantage for the Panthers. Indians take control of this puck and they get it back to center. And it looks like they're going to kill off another penalty here. And again, more great special teams work by Peters Township tonight. 10 seconds to play as this puck will go the length and we'll have one more icing call, presumably. And presumably one more face-off, and that'll come to the left of Kyle Thomas. And Peters Township looking very much like a team that is about to tie or leapfrog the North Allegheny Tigers for first place in PIHL Class AAA. A very complete effort tonight here on the road at the Ice Castle in Castle Shannon as Kyle Thomas, the sophomore, gets some much-deserved hockey hugs. Your final score from the South Hills is the Peters Township Indians 5 and the Upper St. Clair Panthers 2. And we are spent, Brian Mitchell.
Spent? Spent? I could call 3 more games, sir. I don't know what you're talking about, spent. It's hockey, baby. I can call 3 more of these.
And we're going to have 3 more, maybe not on one night, but over the course of 4
more. I got
more.
5 scheduled for next week,
there you
not
go.
Just me. But I got 4, and I think 10 Band has 2, so 6. So we got 6 games streaming on Burgh Hockey next week. I'll be at RMU on Monday and Alpha on Thursday. So you pay attention to our schedule. We got 2 Peters Township games on Tuesday and Thursday. I think Geica, and I don't know if you're going to be making a trip up to Alpha, to wherever they are. I believe that's at YMCA. I'm not 100% sure, but hopefully you'll be able to make that trip, and we're going to have a good time with it.
Yes, we are. And Peters Township will have a good time celebrating a 4th consecutive victory. The Indians improve to 4-1 overall, while the Upper St. Clair Panthers fall to 2-2. The Indians victorious on the road tonight by a 5-2 final score over the Upper St. Clair Panthers. For Brian Mitchell, I'm Matt Popchock, and thank you for watching Burgh Hockey Live on Pittsburgh Hockey Digest.